Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Essentials to scale your business to 8 figures. I would say your e-commerce business, but let's talk about business overall, I think, today, yeah?
Let's do
So,
it.
let's start with the most important, guys. Where are you? Because we are the perfect nation. We are living the digital nomad life. So, JJ, where are you?
Right now, behind the screen, we are in Asia. So, welcome from Asia, Jakarta, Indonesia.
Nice you have there. Okay, cool. Yeah, and Yanis, and you from which side?
Behind my back, there's the curtains. I'm currently in Latvia. If I open them up, it's gonna be full of snow and too bright for this picture to be uh, not as beautiful, you know. And you,
Okay.
where are you?
I'm from Dubai, so no snow
From
here.
Dubai.
The fancy one.
Just yeah, I'm the fanciest in this room. So I need to find a new room where I'm not the fanciest. Okay, guys, let's spit out some interesting things about ourselves. What we have done, maybe why they need to listen to us, like why we are cool. JJ, you can start.
All right. As my mentor said, what's your speed to cool? My speed to cool is at 14 years old, I became the European ballroom champion and 7 times in Latvia, in our own country. And then at the age of 17, scaled e-commerce brand to 264,000 in the first month, and then hired 500 freelancers in just 45 days at the same month. That's my speed to cool. Mr. Yanis.
Goddamn. Yeah. Hey, my name is Yanis, and together with Gustav, over the past few years, we have built an e-commerce team that has generated multiple millions of dollars, euros for our clients, and we have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in ads. So we have pretty cool experience and knowledge about what and how you need to scale your e-commerce businesses.
Okay, nice. Well, I'm cool. I have 2 kids. I have a wonderful wife, and in the same time, we are building the company. So that's always a huge challenge. In my life, I have played 3-on-3. So I have played on the one court, the Olympic champion of the 3-on-3, and we have done a lot of games together. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I have bankrupted my first company. I have built the brand in the e-commerce from 0 to 7 figures. So we have some interesting stories, and for the last, I would say, almost 6 years, I'm only focused on the e-commerce, and that's the biggest thing for me to be cool because everyone wants to be in e-commerce, everyone wants to be in online, and everything. Everyone is going there. It's always about how what they do to be there, or how fast they do the things what we learn them. But that's a different story.
Again,
I
Gustavs is the fancy one in the room. All right,
Yeah.
I see.
Sorry, not sorry. JJ, we have some surprise. Yeah, we will give something away for in one moment of this live.
That's correct. At the end of this live, you're actually gonna get your hands on a flywheel. What is a flywheel? You're gonna learn throughout also this live, most likely. But it's coming from Amazon, how they are actually operating their business and how they were able to scale so successfully and so fastly. And that also applies for other e-commerce stores. That's something you're gonna get your hands on at the end of the live.
Okay. I would say in one of the moments, so everyone not skip to the end and see the things, but yeah, in one of the moments we will do the. So we are talking today about the essentials to scale our business to 8 figures. So guys, what will be the things we want to open? What we want to talk today? Because we will have some fun part after this, but yeah, maybe guys, just give me some ideas. What should be those essentials?
Sure. So from my side, I'm gonna pick out a couple of tricky actually topics that we describe with our team being the controversial, the topics that nobody wants to really talk about, that's done behind the doors, locked doors, that makes actually the biggest difference. And some of them are actually where your focus should go. For example, the art isn't to attracting new customers, but it's actually expanding the back end. So that's going to be one of the essentials we're going to try to focus on too.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. The first part, like, is attract, and then how to. Yeah, but I think attracting with all this thing what you are telling, that's like going the same way, because if you are attracting people to something really expensive and they don't understand what you are selling, you can't attract anybody.
Yep, that's also super important component. But if you're watching, for example, we're gonna also walk over probably the section how to attract the customers. But like what I have seen, I like to study sometimes like billion-dollar companies, and what we can take away from them is that they are getting sales to get customers. What smaller businesses are doing, or the ones that are just starting out or not able to actually scale further to 6-7 figure months, is they are focusing to get customers to get sales. So billion-dollar companies focus on getting sales to get customers. And I think it's a really huge turn, because you start expanding like your backend, you start building like a community more, connecting them with the brand.
So, it's also a more long-term thinking. Because what I see is a lot of businesses, and even this is purely, I think, based on Wall Street kind of terms, that people or the businesses are usually thinking about quarterly profits, but the ones like Amazon, they never thought about quarterly profits. They only thought about, hey, what's the long-term business, how we can scale, and what's a sustainable way on how to scale it. Therefore, they're as big as they now.
Yeah, I had a call like 2 hours ago with one of the new clients, and he told me, yeah, but like I pay 20, 30 USD they are paying for one cleaning session. And to invest right now 6,000 USD for creating the content, putting it out, doing everything else. But I'm telling, then I was like, you don't need to watch on your business from how much you can sell them in one time. You must watch on the business how much you can sell in the long term. In our next live, we will have the one more live today. This is the live day, and we will show how to calculate lifetime value, because this is really a huge thing. Because like 90+% of the clients who we start to work, they don't know their lifetime value of the client, and that means they don't know how much they are ready to pay for acquisition. And that's a huge thing.
Exactly. By the way, today I talked with this food prep company's owner. It's in Latvia, probably Gustavs or JJ. You have heard Food Factory, and I was asking like, hey, what's how much do you earn actually per client? He's like, what do you mean? And I gave him the formula as well, and he's like, okay, gotcha. This is a good one, because he didn't know the number. And like businesses that are for, especially what you just said, businesses that have been alive or operating even the past 4 or 5 years, you have so much data. You can calculate what is your client lifetime value, and from that you can make decisions on how to acquire the customer, how much you can pay to acquire a customer, all of this, and make a good client-based decisions.
I fully agree, because there's also one saying. So essentially, if you don't know your numbers, your business is just simply gonna not become predictable, scalable, and sustainable. So wow, I actually looking forward for the to seeing the lifetime value formula, because I'm curious to.
It's super simple actually.
It's like there's 4 numbers, but it's like so good, so big thing what we are changing right now, because all our clients putting those expectations, those advertising spent in when we show them the lifetime value, and we ask them, okay, so I think the thing what should be this essential for 8 figures is that you see your one-time customer not as a one-time customer. You think about this lifetime, how much you can get, and you collect those data. So you have some existing working email database, or you have some pixels. You see that data as something what you can use after that one more time. And what we see on the holiday sessions, the most money is made. Okay, it's not the most, but it's cheapest money is made on all the email marketing, SMS marketing, and those things where you can where you can use already existing database. And the same, you build all the audience, you build from the same data. So yeah, I think this is the huge essential, that you don't just look on the how much you made per month, but how much you acquired new customers who will you make more money on the longer term.
Sure. So I have a quick question, by the way. I'm just curious. So let's imagine I am like a new business, and I am like, at what time, at what moment I should actually calculate the lifetime value, start looking at the lifetime value metric? Is it when I'm starting out? Is it when I'm making 15K, 25K? When is that stage?
I think answer is in, I would say answer is in that you, when you start a business, when you start, as you told, something scalable, something for long term, you do that from the first day, and you understand that you will need to invest in getting more customers, and you will get that money back on the longer term. Like the Facebook, yeah, they made money back on their customers after a few years. Okay, this is not how you need to build a business, but in the start of the business, you need to have money, what you can spend on acquiring new customers, or maybe even the data of those customers and who you can sell after that. So I would say from the first day, but I would say that mostly in the businesses, this is in the business model. You already calculate in the business model how much it will be. So maybe even without starting the business, you need to know that number.
All right, thanks.
My personal opinion on this is, depending on your business model, like you said, if you have one-time purchase business, well, sorry, there's the lifetime value of your product. But if you're planning to have a multiple purchase business where people are reordering or purchasing your services, products again and again, from day one, and especially as years go by, you have a clearer and clearer of the number of the lifetime value. It only becomes way more efficient. Like as Amazon does it. Actually, I'm listening to this Jeff Bezos letters book, and they're relentlessly recalculating the number every year.
But it's growing all the time. So they put on the business model, they put like maybe X2, X3, something small, and then it's growing every year, because it should be your business biggest goal to grow that revenue from every customer, like every year. That should be one of the goals. I would say even if you don't have this idea how you will grow your customer lifetime value, I would say it will be really hard for you to start a business, get some money, get some partners, get some companies who help you, because they will understand, okay, we will sell one time, we will sell this one product, and what's next? They all build something where you can sell more and more to the same customers, or you can share those databases. You need to find some kind of the model. Sometimes you can just make some collaborations with other brands and get some like percentage, but mostly it should be something in your business.
Boom, this is a golden nugget. Actually, everyone, I think you have to actually take over, because we have faced it for our e-commerce brands with our customers we have worked with, and we always advise focusing on how you actually going to treat the customer and how you're going to get them commit to your brand, not just on a product level, but actually from a brand perspective, the values you believe in, so you're able actually then pivot into the higher lifetime value. So powerful golden nugget there.
So the first one, it stays. So this will be here, lifetime value, and understanding how much it will be or how you will grow it. Let's go in a little bit fun part. I think I have some list of the things I will ask. It's underrated or overrated in e-commerce, and then we can jump back to some things around around 8 figures. So logo.
Logo, overrated or underrated? All right. I would say underrated, actually, especially when you are scaling up, because there is a meaning behind the logo. For example, we have a chess piece, and for us, one of the values is actually to prepare before the war. So make smart moves, make monopoly bets. So there's always like some meaning behind the logo. So I think it's underrated. How about you, Yanis?
Depending on your, I think, your business age, because at the beginning you probably overrate the meaning of the logo, even specifically for businesses that are starting out. Okay, what should be my logo? They're focusing so much time on building out the logo, but they're not focusing on time to building out the business. In the beginning, it's overrated, but then when business becomes more and more experienced and efficient, it's underrated. It's really important to have a clear logo that describes your brand or business identity, and that's what I think. Gustav, what do you?
We have one viewer, hey Carlos, he's telling that it's overrated. I would agree with Giannis. The start of the business is it's overrated into the. I think when you finally understand exactly your business target audience, if you didn't understand it before launching then in this moment it's always underrated, because this logo should really give some security, credibility to your target audience, and you never know that which will be them. And that's what we see for the big brands. They are upgrading their logos, upgrading their things, because they are understanding, okay, my audience is growing, something is changing, I need to be precise, and then they are spending millions and millions on that. But on the start, it's overrated 100%.
I have a follow-up question to this. How often should you change the logo? Like, what's at what time? Because it's I see brands started from on 2000. They have changed their logo for 4 times already. It's based on generation, based on digitalization and all this stuff. But usually brands actually change their logo a lot.
Yeah. For
So what
example,
do you
like
think?
Dior.
What's your opinion? Yeah.
Dior, or if you are French, Dior. So in the back days itself, they have changed. If I'm correct, I was watching like documentary about them. They have changed right now the logo 3 times. And what you just mentioned, Yanis, actually was because of the generational shift as the behavior changes. So what I mean with that is what they mentioned was the text format changes, the design, what they see through their eyes lens to the world. So everything pretty much shifts. So that's why also the brands are pivoting. So you just have to, in my opinion, to give an answer, really understand the audience, where they are going as a society.
What brands are they using and what they like? So that's always cool. Okay, the next one, Fashion Nova. JJ, go for it. Underrated or overrated?
Yanis, I'm gonna give you first glance. This is a tricky one.
I can add. I actually like Fashion Nova in general, because they have thought about their business model in terms of customer growth. If the customer is, as the life goes on, the older the customer gets, the more products they build for the customer. I think underrated.
This is a tricky one. This is really tricky one, because actually, if you're looking like from the customer support, I was watching some statistics too. Like they have one of the best customer supports out there for e-commerce brands at their size. So that's the first. They are one of the cheapest. They are one of the fastest. Even if they are already $1 billion company, I still think actually they are underrated, because there is some kind of different market they can pivot into with their technologies and systems on the back end. So if I should invest, if someone would ask me, would you invest in Fashion Nova, yes or no? I would say probably yes, because there is probably a long-term goal to pivot into different niche.
How long are they operating? I don't know the exact age of the business, but I know that they just started for fashion purposes, for teenage people, basically. Then they pivoted to all. Okay, yeah. So from 2006, they started basically the business on creating high fashion for teenage, in that particular audience. Then the audience became older. They started to build products or create products for that audience. Then they had children. They built children products, and now 10 more years, and the people that were essentially their first clients will be grandparents, and they will create a product line for grandparents.
Boom.
Good lifetime value. Yeah, it's I would say underrated. As Yanis thought, they will build for a long term forward. They will build a lot of things around. Okay, next thing, Shopify, underrated or overrated?
Let's give this to the passionate man of the e-commerce, Shopify, especially,
Yeah.
Mr. Gustavs.
Yeah.
I would say underrated because I have, I have some money in the stocks of Shopify too, and I'm really surprised what's happening with their stock prices. But this happens with every one of them. I would say underrated. There is a lot of things which you can do there. There is a lot of things with how you can grow it. You can grow it in a huge scale. The cost of building everything and setting up and doing, it's like nothing for the business. Of course, there is a huge thing about the percentage of the sales. This is maybe a little bit difficult, but if I would manage and get some WordPress guy who is sitting all the time in my office and I pay him salary every month, it's nothing. So I would say underrated. Yanis, go for it.
This is I'll take this in a different perspective. I would take as an example of Amazon, how they have built their Prime business and even their marketplace business. So Amazon basically grows two divisions automatically. They get on the marketplace, they get new people in that add their products. It means automatically that the Prime business gets more value. The Prime customer that is using Amazon Prime gets more value out of new product coming in. The same thing, actually, Shopify is doing the exact same thing. They have a marketplace of multiple apps that have built for Shopify. And basically, those are businesses that are running inside of Shopify. And the more people are using a Shopify, the better it's automatically building their kind of both divisions. And in thinking long term, they haven't been all around for long enough time, but I think they will be able to lower the price because that's essentially what the customer will always look for. They will always look for a better deal. But for that to happen, they just need to continue to grow both of their new people that are using Shopify stores, more people that are developing amazing apps that help those Shopify stores grow. And I think there is something else, but in general, I think it's super underrated. People don't look at how Amazon had grown over the past 20 years, and they don't really compare on what is Shopify doing.
We have a commenter that fashion now is built on Shopify.
Oh yeah,
There we go, ladies and friends. Yanis, by the way, I correct if I'm wrong. So I just spotted the second essential actually to scale to 8 figures, which is the analogy, the knowledge itself, the perspectives you just gave is coming from one book particularly. And it's so powerful because I have read it by myself also, and I can recommend it. So is the Bezos letters the must-have second essential for the businesses?
I would say so because goddamn, it's basically Bezos letters. The guy has written all these letters for shareholders over the past 20 plus years, and there's this one guy that has studied the letters for hours and hours and just squeezed out all the juice of how basically Amazon has grown business. And I think it's must-read books for every entrepreneur, every business owner that's building a business, because there's so much nuggets.
All right, cool. I just quickly gonna finish up the Shopify, overrated or underrated. I'm gonna say underrated because I love what they just did, actually, not right now, but 3 months ago, if I'm correct. they pivoted, they opened spaces and business opportunities for South Africa, for Asian, etc. Also for people who for businesses that doesn't have such a big resource to start with. Their offer is you get 3 months completely for free Shopify for just $1. So the way how they are pivoting into different markets behind the scenes without really realizing is phenomenal. So definitely underrated.
And if you want to use that deal, what JJ just told, under this video will be our affiliate link. And you can use that. You can build. If you have any questions, jump to some conversations. We will explain. We will show.
We're going to use the money wisely that we're going to get from affiliates. All right. We promise. So sign up right there.
So Lamborghini.
Continue, please.
You know the Lamborghinis, gold watches and things like that. So we will use it wisely. Okay, next up, crypto NFT.
This is a smart one. I'm gonna say underrated at this very stage because it's like in the 2000s when there was a SaaS coming up, the internet itself. People didn't know really what they're signing up for, what they're creating, what's the functionality, and etc. So we are really at the early stage, but we already see the options how we can use crypto within actually the space of e-commerce. For example, like holding NFTs. Some smart, wise guy, by the way, told me this, that you're able actually to stock up your company's stock within the NFTs, and your company employees actually can hold them. So there's like
the wise guy, you mean in Gustav's?
I don't know. That's correct.
Yeah, we was trying to build something like that, but it's still like it's a youngster right now. All this stuff. So I would say in this moment, I agree with you. Underrated. There should be big growth. I don't know, in the next 5-10 years. So yeah, it's underrated. Yanis, and what's you? I know that you have a lot of money in those currencies. How are you feeling?
I've been in this space for quite some time. What I see is actually it's underrated for this one purpose alone. Is just, I don't know. I know that a lot of people don't have enough resources, but just ask yourself, how easy would it be to transfer $1 million to bank? It's really, it would take weeks because you need to get multiple acceptance and all this stuff. And for those people who have that type of money, they always need to do it fast. Therefore, each day that is being lost due to these transfers it's a lot. But crypto, you don't need weeks of approvals, of letters of saying, hey, this is where the money comes from, this is why it's going there. No calls between banks. You just press the button, it goes. And just for that reason alone, people who have a lot of money, they will never let crypto die. It's just a super easy way to transfer the money. But for NFT, I think it's always been the same. This .com bubble, multiple businesses built on this huge new opportunity. 10%, 5% succeed, 95% die. The same thing was with crypto currencies. Again, almost everyone dies in the first years. Now the same thing with NFT, and only like remaining 5% will be good. But it's too early for us to really tell which are the 5%.
Okay, so underrated 100%. Warehouse, underrated or overrated?
At the beginning, overrated. Down the line, when you want faster shippings, you want cut the costs, and the list really goes on, then it's just essential. It's a must-have. Around for more experience when you start scaling beyond 75K. It's a kind of essential. So, but before, I would say it's overrated. Yeah.
Definitely overrated. Overrated.
I think it's a huge challenge today for the new businesses to start without any stocks. That's something what everyone is talking around, that you need to deliver in those 24, 48, 3, 5 days max, and that's what you need to do. And living in Dubai, I understand that you get everything delivered in 15 minutes. I was sitting on the table with the guys, and the beer ended. After 16 minutes, the guy bring me the beer. I didn't move my ass anywhere. So everybody has used to that it will be delivered fast. So if you are selling some common goods, you need to have those goods. But if you are selling something super special, custom made, blah blah blah, then yeah, of course it doesn't need. But I would say underrated.
Speed is the king.
But here's the question: how young businesses can build a warehouse? I think that's the thing. Is
They
it's
need
really
to find
for them to
somebody
stock
who
up.
has it. They need
Exactly.
to use somebody who has it, but they need to have this warehouse somewhere, like not in the China. That doesn't work today. They need to
Yeah.
find somebody who has possibility to deliver in those days. And if you are starting the e-commerce business, e-commerce brand, everything, don't go the dropshipping model where somebody will wait something for 2, 3 weeks. It doesn't work today. People will be really unhappy with your business.
This is a market insight. So I was speaking with one of the governance person from Indonesia, and there was also a couple of Chinese people and then several business guys, XYZ. So this is an internal information that actually is happening behind the scenes, and we really don't. Maybe we don't see. I don't know about that. But right now, the demand for warehouses, for manufacturing overall, is higher in Europe than in China, which is like totally nuts if you think about it. But because everything is coming from China, we think all the goods are coming from China. But what is happening right now, the market is shifting from China because what's happening in the country to Europe, more specifically South Europe, which is pretty incredible. So yeah.
Yeah, this will be interesting wave right now when the war will end with the Ukraine. This will be a really interesting moment because all the resources will go to get back Ukraine on standing, and it will be a really interesting time for the Europe. So let's see where this goes. Performance coaches. This is JJ. I think you need to start with this one.
All right, performance coaches. So, in my opinion, every founder, every leader within the company is kind of like a performance coach. We are keeping each other accountable and then set up psychology. But at the same moment, there is one point where we pivot into we have to focus on a little bit different things and etc. The scale happens, chaos happens, blah blah blah. And then we actually have tried this, which is performance coach, which is a phenomenal thing, and I highly suggest. But you have to find the person that's really gonna the person that really knows what they're doing, that the person that really is nerdy about all these tracking systems, all about the psychology, how each person functions. Essentially, the goal is to unlock the fullest potential of the person and align the team together to work like one engine. So I would say definitely underrated because I don't see anyone doing this. And the benefits I have felt on myself is just pretty phenomenal. So yeah.
From my perspective, I think it's overrated because that's my story. Because my answers is in the shower, in the walking, in spending time with myself, and I find really interesting answers there. And I go to some good events and I get inspiring, I get some more boost of the performance. And I have used some coaches in my life, but in one moment, we always go to the moment where we understand that we had a huge conversation coming up from the Vilnius conference with the Yanis about it. When you take some coach and he explains you or he helps you to get somewhere where he has never been, but he's telling and showing you processes which has given him some kind of the results. it's a little bit fuck up, because in the end of the day, if you haven't been there, let's be honest, you can't give me the advice. Like in the,
Yep.
I don't believe to those advices. It's like it's opinion. Okay, thank you for the opinion, but it's like to pay for this opinion, I can go to the YouTube and watch those opinions for free, and watch from the bigger and bigger guys who has at least built the system where they can make a YouTube video. At least they have done something. So I would say it's overrated.
I actually gonna tap inside this. So I agree. I see from where you're coming in. For me, it's a little bit. So I think we have had different experience. That's why there is two perspectives, which is great. Right now, what I'm seeing, I know what you mean, that in the showers and etc. there's like a better, like you come up with the best ideas. You like know yourself from A to Z the best than anyone in the room. But for me, and our team, why we were focusing on actually on the performance coach was just getting, I would say, outsider perspective inside what is happening, because sometimes those directions that the person has given us, and I'm speaking more about the habits, not business operations, more about the habits, and it just boosted the energy levels, for example, for myself, for the team. But again, I fully agree. Like you cannot take someone on the board who hasn't done it. Otherwise, it's just going to be screw up and you're going to go down to the bubble. But anyways, Gustavs and Yanis, we're going to need to get you the same performance coach for a couple of days, looks like.
I can be, can I be the guy in the middle who kind of says, so
you're going to be the
I
judge.
think it's both. It's overrated, underrated. Underrated at the beginning. You need to have some kind of coach, maybe some kind of person that kind of keeps you on track on doing things. But the more experience you get in the business, actually, the more you understand that a lot of this shit is not really useful, because the first thing you wake up, you feel this a small little bit of anxiety that things need to get done. So you wake up, you check your phone, you start answering your phone, and you are starting to get things done. That's at later the stage. I think, Gustav, so you have the same. I believe you wake up. Okay,
that's correct.
Let's work. Yeah, let's fucking work. But before, you don't have the work kind of qualities, experiences, what you need to do. Then you're jumping all over the place. You need a coach.
This is really, really good thing what you're telling. That's a big difference, like between me and Yanis and maybe you, JJ, because we have been in the market for 10 plus years, and we have like fighted when we have done from like really hard things, and we have this ethics and we have everything about work. So we wake up, we do some like bullshit meditation, some some gym, something, and we start to work. I even start to work in the gym. Like I haven't like, because that's a place where I can like between reps I can do something. And we have this ethics where like we just like dominate, we just do all the things. And till you haven't got there, you need some performance coaches or like mentors or coaches of the coaches of the coaches, like in Bali. Yeah, so you need somebody.
In Bali, it's a little bit screwed up place. There is literally coaches trying to coach coaches who are coaching coaches, and the circle never ends.
Can I summarize this? I think it's just discipline.
This is really great, actually, topic, in my opinion, because I gotta get back on this with you guys on the next call, because actually there is one of my mentors who is a billionaire, and he has a performance coach, and the way how he structures his day based on the performance coach is really interesting. So I'm gonna take a couple of takeaways and then showcase a little bit different perspective.
I agree. I think it is useful. It is not useful. It's both. It just depends on the person. But I think it in general it comes down to one word. It's discipline.
Yep.
Are you disciplined enough to do the right things or do the work in general? At the beginning, you don't have multiple business owners or business people in general don't have the discipline. So you need to have a performance coach that teaches you discipline to do things, and then it's just your daily thing.
In this digital era, I think there is so much people who is making the businesses, but they are not ready for the business. And that's the biggest problem, because I have seen those guys who has worked with us, and I'm told them, okay, go away and build your own business. And I have seen those guys who was trying to build something, but they are not mentally ready for the business. So just understand, this is the fucking mental game where you need to fight with your ego every day, and you need to crush it in the morning and in the evening, all the time. So
That's
it's just this game is just hard. So that's why that's why we are happy.
It's just popular. It's really popular now to be business owner. Hey, you're a business owner.
Entrepreneur word, like I'm saying, entrepreneur word is fucked. Like, if someone gonna say me, I am asking, like, who are you? Like, what you're doing? I'm an entrepreneur. All right. Like, dig a little bit deeper, and then after 1 minute, you can immediately spot actually, is it just a regular bullshit business, or it's actually a real business owner who is relentless? All right, I think we can move forward. This was great.
Next one. Return of advertising spent in advertising. Underrated or overrated?
Mr. Yanis, return on the investment in advertisement. Is that a metrics we have to measure?
I think it comes down to the first thing that we talked about in the beginning of this live is just, it's simple. If you understand your lifetime value, it's overrated. But if you need to know the numbers anyways. I think that's where it actually comes to you. If you understand your numbers, it's overrated. If you don't understand your numbers, it's underrated. That's all you think about. What's my price performance in our advertising?
So
we have gone away from that.
All right. So in kindergarten, you are focusing on return on investment, and then when you are a little bit older, you are focusing on actually the real numbers that makes the difference. One of the components, lifetime value. Yes.
Yeah. I have one short video about the biggest problem in e-commerce is the marketing guy's ego, and this sometimes is a ego game because they don't look on whole picture. They look on one channel. If you watch on the one channel, this is totally overrated. But if you look on the whole picture together, then that's a good way how to do that. So I don't have an answer. This it should be there, but you should understand as you understand your numbers, and then this ROI will change because it will be upgraded. Because we had a huge business when Russia was open in January, in December, and we just told to that business, that you are watching on the wrong data, and we scaled their business like 3-4 times, and that's a huge business. It's not like plus 100,000. It was like a huge, because we just told them, hey guys, this is wrong number. You don't see this number right, and we just scaled it up. And when you know the numbers, then that's all good. But if you are just watching on your Google brand search keyword, and you are seeing the good ROI, that's like you are just stupid.
All right, that's kind of the third essential. Know where to focus. Focus on the signal over the noise. That's cool.
Yes,
this is important.
And that's I think for 8 figures, this is a huge thing. If you want to get to the 8 figure, that you need to watch on the top line revenue. You don't need to watch on every channel's a return of advertising spend, because all the channels together will give you results, will help you grow. So see on the daily basis what you are upgrading, what you are changing, and then see the top line revenue, and then try to understand, because everything is right now trying to attribute something to some exact channel, and then they will scale that channel. That's not how it works today. It's not about one channel.
Correct.
Two things left from my side. Physical office, underrated or overrated?
At the beginning, definitely overrated. Definitely overrated, yes. At the beginning stage. Because the funds needs to go actually into the sales side, and you have to bring the sales in. You have to get a stable cash flow, and then you're focusing on something bigger if that's needed. Especially in this digital era, like we are zooming up, like our grandfathers or grandmothers wouldn't believe this. This was only showing in the dream. So we have to capitalize on this. Overrated.
6 years ago, you couldn't make an online meeting. I was trying to live this life when I was living in countryside, and doing some business openings, it's not possible. So this is not so far. We don't really need to look. We not open, but started to rent our first office after 3 years of working. That was the first thing. So I would say for the start, of course, it's like you don't need it. You just need passionate people. But of course, you need to sometimes meet. You need to have this offline experience. And right now, I'm feeling that the bigger we become, the more we need this offline experience, and we strive to get there, to get together, and I don't know, drink some beers, I don't know, just spend some time together, because we have some guys who we have seen have never have seen in real life, and that's crazy. That's crazy that you have spent so much time. So we have some dreams. I hope this winter we will achieve some dreams. We will fly everyone to the Dubai and we will meet here. So that's in the start it's 100% overrated, but in the long term you can find some kind of this hybrid mode where you have some days there, some days off, few offices in all the world, something like that. That's our dream.
Yeah. Definitely at the beginning you don't need any office. You can work from home. The bigger team it gets, then you need to start thinking about office. I'm just really curious about, because this online working thing has just started over the past 6 years, 5 years, as Gustav's mentioned. What do you think? What's going to be the case after another 10, 15 years? Maybe there will be actually a business who has built a 200, 300 plus team just on online working from home. Because I think it's pretty doable.
Absolutely. I think also that's going to be the case. And it's even going to come from higher power, where there are going to be regulations that there is limited spaces for people who can actually be in office. So it's going to be even the governments, even the powers, in my opinion, going to be focusing more, pressuring and supporting the companies to go only digital. Because, yeah, we have all the tools, and more than even we need the tools to actually make great team online. But essentially, we cannot lose the human touch.
Exactly.
Really important stuff. You need to set up your task management system, and that's I think huge thing for the one more thing for essential to scaling your 8 figures is that you have to set it up the system where you can understand what is the plan for the week, what the people are doing, what the challenges they have. Those systems should be set up. So set up everything for being available to work, not in the one office. That's the main thing. For an 8-figure brand, because as we know, last year somebody stopped us and we can't go anywhere. And those who don't have a system, it was really funny to watch how they are trying to do something. The last thing, but not the least, as everybody tells, UGC content, user-generated content.
User-generated content. I'm gonna pass the microphone also again to the fancy one in this room. What do you think about UGC? Because I am literally opening my Instagram account and I am seeing just one person from both my company's account and from my personal account, and that's Mr. Gotaus. So how do you do that, and what's the importance of it?
I think it's underrated, but I will say from which perspective it's underrated, because I'm 100%. There is, of course, this big business guys who has like billions and billions and billions. But if we talk about medium business guys who want to make first 1 billion company or something like that, I believe that future entrepreneur is the influencer. So she or he has some kind of the influence, some kind of the following, and from that he builds those businesses. He finds the partners and he builds something out. We can see the beast part, like offered to buy his channels for 1 billion. It didn't happen, so it's more than 8 figures. Yeah. So there was. I believe in that, and the biggest thing for you is to build all this content creation, UGC content creation. Build it as it doesn't cost you a lot, and it doesn't take you a lot of energy away. So, like for me, it's always building the system where you are creating enough content every week. You get new and new eyeballs to you and to your businesses, and you understand how to do that. So from that side, if somebody wants to start to do that, you just need to build the system how you do that with 2 to 4 hour a week spent on that, and that's a huge thing there. But how we do that, we just fail and error every week. We just change something in our systems till we get there, till we will build the best UGC content for ourselves, for our clients, for everyone.
All right, that's cool. So this is actually really valuable. By the way, you have to go on Instagram and also here on the YouTube about eCOMHUB. Actually, check out. I have seen there's a couple explanation videos, so check out. So one thing I wanted to talk about is really interesting thought process. So how the world is shifting and going to. So essentially, there was the internet boom. All right, we got the internet. We have the Google. And then what happened? The second stage, platforms started taking place: Facebook, TikTok, then YouTube, and etc. And right now, what's next? And in my opinion, that's actually the creators, where we are building the businesses, as Gustav said, actually around these influencers, around these creators. And I don't know how it's gonna play out, but essentially, here's the internet, here's the platforms. And the creator is going to start somehow on higher scale actually capitalize and monetize what they are doing. Essentially, they're going to become the businesses to go to.
But do you know what was before Google?
Before Google?
Yeah, you told Google platforms, but what was before Google? I was surprised when I understood. Yeah, that was the truth. What was before
Software.
Google? Huh?
Radio?
No, TV.
No.
Everyone was watching every evening TV. Everyone was watching TV. It was all what they got. This was all information they got out from the world. What was showing in the TV, and right now, like in that time, we need to beg to get some attention in the TV. Right now, today, the creators create like bigger channels than I don't know, and the biggest new channels get per month view they get per video views. So that's a huge thing, and it's really interesting. Like Dubai is understanding that. And last week I was in a 1 billion summit where there was followers with like was the event where was the guys with the more than 1 billion following. So there was 1.2 billion, and they invested a lot of money in that event on getting everyone here, showing that Dubai is the best place to create the content, because they understand if those guys will create content around Dubai, the people will just thrive here and just come here and enjoy this place. So creators is the future. If you are a business owner and you don't have any creator, or you have a good product, find maybe some influencers, some creators, somebody who can really help you to get a new audience.
Here's the interesting thing we did for one e-commerce brand, because this might be also the fourth essential. So this is going to sound interesting. Influencers don't want money, they want growth. And this is what I mean, actually. So on the one hand, we have all these 1 million views and etc. Yes, this is a pathway we have to take if we want to get the results fastly. All these 1 million followers, 500, 200,000, etc. But there is, on the other hand, think about this, maybe meditate, someone who is watching this video, build a little agency, a little team inside your agency that is trying to find actually talents, rock stars, potential rock stars that gonna have the potential to grow. And that's where you actually want to tap in and build a relationship, because they're gonna stand with you for the long time, even when they're gonna be at 1,500,000, because you build them, you believe them. So this is something a little bit more long term, but this is where we are giving growth opportunity instead of just money, because you can build around your e-commerce product a podcast, and that person can be actually the face of it, and that's the growth opportunity you can pass them. So there's multiple ways. Just let's use our brain. Number one thing.
Creators need content. That's like 100%, and that should be done. I will be honest. If you want to get the big influencers today, sometimes money will not help you.
Yep.
I have been in the case where the guy who is like top guy in the sport where we was doing some e-commerce, he asked the shares of the company because he was offering some cooperation. So they already was asking 5 years ago some partnerships. So today, all the big influencers, they will ask for the partnerships because they know that they will bring a lot of money into your company. So I would say this is one of the essentials. Okay, let's try together put everything what we told today. So this is the huge, like I would say, big essentials which every business should have, and then let's tell how they can get this flywheel system.
Let's do it.
First thing, numbers, lifetime value. Build your business model to those. So this lifetime value can go only up or down.
Up.
Up.
No,
Okay,
up.
up.
We
That's
only
good.
need
Okay,
up.
good. Second thing. What is the second thing?
The second thing, what was that? That was the Amazon book. Actually, you have to read Jeff Bezos' letters, because there is literally, you have the opportunity to speak with one of the greatest minds of all time, if not the best mind in e-commerce world right now, directly through his writings. So that's the second essential.
Third thing, top funnel revenue, like how much you make money with all the advertising, not channel by channel. That was the third thing. Fourth thing, I would say this the conversation about UGC, about creating content, creating systems for making the content. If you need any help, just reach out to us. We are building that for our business and for other businesses. And this influencer stuff about putting together your brand or some of the brand side with some influencers, try to find some already. Yeah, your idea was really good when you try to find somebody who is passionate and grow and put them in your business and try to somehow build some content together. That's a good idea too. So this would be a huge essential. What else is there? Maybe I missed something, Yanis.
That's it from this side. That's it from this guy.
I think something of we also talked before about these performance coaches and all that stuff. I think then discipline enough to do the job and not overcomplicate things. I think, and
this was really good, Yanis. I can add today. Today I was having a call with one of our editors because there was some problem with something. And I told, I still work 3 times more than you. So don't tell me the stories who works hard. And I was like really egoistic about this one, but I know the numbers because I have the systems where we can see how much they work and how much they are preparing everything and doing. And I told this, and this is that Yanis is telling, discipline, put the work in. You need to put the work in to get something done. So I really am happy there is some guys in the world, like maybe 3 or 5 guys who haven't done like 1 hour a week work and they have built something huge. But let's be honest, 99% of us, we will just get over. There was this talent and work ethics. The good work ethics beats the talent or something like that, yeah?
Yes, that's correct. You don't lack motivation. And I'm gonna use this word. Sorry for the hosts hosting this live if I cannot use swear words, but motherfucker, you don't actually need motivation. You need a discipline. That's where the winners are made. So forget about the word motivation. Don't see those motivational, inspirational videos. Throw the TV out.
One more thing. Our discipline plus, I think you need to build leverage. Leverage can be capital, it can be time. Either of us have some kind of leverage. The more capital you have, the bigger leverage you have on time. You can buy 800 times 800 people time to do tasks, so you don't need to do them. It's really build up discipline. Grow a business and then
don't open this topic. Let's make the next live about leverage, because this leverage name, like we will tell right now, just from our experience, from our knowledge, but for the guys who is listening this or will listen this, the leverage word for them is something else. So let's build around this the next topic. So we have 1 hour left right now, so it's done for today. and we will talk next time about leverage, because I really I'm with you guys. The leverage is the most important. And what is the leverage? That we will tell in the next video. So follow us, drop some likes,
join our team, and let's rock and roll. See you in the next call.
And if you want to get that flywheel system, book a call with us. We will give it to you, and we will share it to you and tell you everything. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe, like, comment.
Quick thing, by the way, if you badly want it and don't want to commit to the call, just drop in the chat, drop in the comments, I want it, and we're gonna send you over. All right? But the rules are you have to book the call, then you're gonna receive the flywheel.
Thank you, gentlemen. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. Ciao.
Goodbye.